Hello everyone. Welcome back to the 8744 channel for Matchday 3 of Season 3 of the Pokemon Community Tournament. As you may notice, AD is not actually here, so I'll be your host for today. My name is Renk, and I'm joined by Elibungo, Doodle, and Titanes today on the panel. And we have a lot of exciting matchups for you today, 6 massive games. So yeah, one by one, do you want to give your thoughts on how you're
Renk,
feeling?
is that a Gabriel Batistuta kit?
It is. It actually is. It's Fiorentina 2000.
Makes sense.
It's a special occasion today. So, Doodle, how are you feeling ahead of today?
Good. Let's get into it. Obviously, I missed the last stream, but I'm here today. Although it seems like we got a smaller cast this time. 4 people.
Yeah, it's okay. But Eli, I think it's actually the first time that we have you featuring in the panel. So, how are you doing, man?
I'm doing good. Just woke up like a few minutes ago.
Good, for a good cause. And Titanes, obviously, you have a big game that we're going to show the people today. So, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, feeling pretty pumped up for it. Staying up till 3 a.m. for this. So, yeah.
Committed to the cause. Oh, yeah. Hello to Mats. Thank you so much for joining. So, Mats, is your battle with Eli, that is the only live battle that we're going to have here for you today, is that going to happen first in the stream, or are we going to move on first with the replays and then you and Eli are going to battle? I don't know, Eli, if Mats and you agreed something ahead of time.
I'm fine with either.
Okay.
So it's all on Mats. I'll be on as soon as so he'll be on soon. Okay.
For now, I guess that we...
Let's talk about the battles then.
Okay, yeah, fair enough. Hello to Patrick as well. Thank you for joining. For now, I guess that we'll move on to the first replay that we have from Group A, and it's a big one. All of the games matter in this one, as we know, but this is one that very excited to show with you guys. We have Doodle and Savutian here for the people. Another Milan derby, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh man. Yeah, another one. But there's going to be another one because Eli and Psychick still have to play. So
that is true. We're going to have multiple battles with this. So yeah, for Savutian, rocking with the Rotom Wash, Latios, Cobalion, Gengar, Porygon C, and Regice. Meanwhile, Doodle with Galvantula, Ferrothorn, Dragonite, Zoroark, Volcarona, and Quagsire. Very interesting matchup. Obviously, both trainers, 1 win and 1 loss so far in the tournament. We're going to have to see if Doodle can bounce back from his defeat against Elibungo in the last battle, and Savutian coming off a win. So we'll have to see who actually gets the momentum on this one. Actually, I shouldn't do fast.
Yeah, no, man.
Instantly, Volcarona with the Quiver Dance on the switch from the Rotom. A lot of damage from the Bug Balls. Rotom does fire back with a Hydro Pump, but with the special defense boost, Volcarona tanks that pretty well, and another Bug Balls takes down the Rotom. Gengar comes in, goes for the Shadow Ball. It's decent damage, but yeah, the special defense boost from the Volcarona. Yeah, but Gengar goes for the Nasty Plot. He's able to survive the Fiery Dance with the Focus Sash.
Oh my!
Critical hit takes down the Volcarona. Massive there. The Shadow Ball does a lot of damage to the Zoroark that was hiding as a Galvantula, and is able to survive the not very effective hit and take out the Gengar. 2-1 in favor of Doodle so far. Quagsire comes in to tank that close combat from the Cobalion pretty well. Stealth Rocks go up. That is pretty massive. Recover from Quagsire, goes back to full HP as they switch into Latios, into the Levitate to dodge the Earthquake. Very good. Coal Mine. Toxic from the Quagsire. We know that Quagsire may have Unaware, so it's not really afraid of the boost that this Latios has, and slowly but surely it's chipping it down with the Protect.
Oh my days, bro.
Here comes the Ferrothorn, but takes a critical hit, another one. Huge damage from the Luster Purge, and Mystical Fire, quite effective. Takes down the Ferrothorn. It's 4 against 4. but this Latios is taking a lot of damage from the poison.
Oh, that was a mistake. He should have gone for another combine.
Yeah, the switch into the Galvantula.
Had to sack
But
it.
actually, it's not the Galvantula, it's a
look at that.
Zoroark hiding as a Galvantula, so it's immune to the Luster Purge. Goes for the Focus Blast, it's super
Actually,
effective
Oh my goodness.
on the Porygon Sea and takes it out in one hit.
I
but
decided may as
misses.
well. What was the
on
point
the
of switching out
Covalion.
at that point? I said, you know what, may as well.
Yeah, and the Covalion able to go for the super effective close combat and reveals that it was Zoroark all along. Bounce from the Covalion,
Bounce from
dodges
the
away
Covalion.
from the Earthquake. But Quagsire has Protect, so he can just dodge away from this move. So that's
Go
going to
for
do
it.
nothing.
Bounce?
Switching to the Regice.
I shouldn't
and
have
switching
done
to the
this, man. I
Dragonite.
shouldn't have done this. Now that I think
Not a
about
good position for Dragonite in front of an Ice type. Outrage,
Nice
that's
job.
not doing
That
enough.
was
An
a
Ice
mistake.
Beam is going to knock out the Dragonite.
Out.
Now it's a 2-on-2. Quagsire is at full HP. But can he do enough damage? Regice sets out the substitute and the
I should have,
substitute is not going to
for my
work.
days, man. I just realized how bad I played this game, actually, late game. I shouldn't have done that. Yeah,
Quagsire is going to protect away from the Toxic from the Regice, but now it lands it, and this Regice is very comfy behind a substitute, although it gets broken by the critical hit from the Earthquake. Another substitute from the Regice. This time the Earthquake does not take it out, and so Regice is going to be able to tank 2 hits, while the Poison does damage. Ice Beam is a lot of damage too. This second Earthquake does take out the substitute, but the leftovers have healed Regice, so it can go for another sub. Protect from the Quagsire, but yeah, Regice just hides behind the substitute.
this
And
thing's
Quagsire is
HP,
almost
man.
about to go down. Ice Beam just takes down the Quagsire, and Doodle is
Quagsire, I'm
down to his
sorry,
final
bro. I misplayed it
Galvantula.
so badly. Yikes.
Behind a substitute.
Finished.
Thunder does land, and it does take out the
Toxic.
substitute. Toxic comes out, so this Galvantula is now on a timer. Another Thunder lands.
Compound
Remember
ice.
that
That's compound ice right there.
Makes Thunder 90% accurate. Thunder again. Critical hit, lots of damage, but doesn't take out the Covalion, but Covalion goes for bounce.
But it doesn't
And
matter
from
because in
bounce,
air, thunder always
Thunder
hits.
is able
If
to
you're-
hit. Oh my,
Man, I think if he went for close combat, I think he would have won.
he would have won.
Maybe. I shouldn't have switched out to the Dragonite. Now that I think about it, I should have stayed on the Quagsire. My bad. But let's be honest, the Volcarona, that was probably going to be a sweep. Let's be real. If
Yeah,
that crit didn't
probably.
happen.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, the critical hit from that Gengar able to take on the Volcarona, shifting the momentum of the game. But Savutian had that game. He had the win. He decided to go for Toxic on the Galvantula instead of
have.
going for damage.
Yeah.
And then choosing to go for bounce on the final turn instead of going for close combat. I wonder if it would have done
I think he
enough
probably-
damage.
I think he probably forgot that Thunder hits in the air.
Yeah.
But I
Probably.
think overall, for me, I just think, I could have played better in the late game. But at the same time, I think, the critical hit just did me on the Volcarona. That was the plan. I had the plan ready. It's just, But yeah, I think a win is a win. All I can say. I shouldn't have switched out the Quagsire though. I probably should have kept it in on the Regice, and I should have gone for like Toxic, and then I would have had the Regice on the timer from the beginning.
Definitely. Still, a massive win for Doodle, who moves up to 2 wins and 1 loss. Had to grind that one out. Savutian moving down to 1 win and 2 losses. Heartbreaking because he probably had that game, and that win would have been massive for his chances of qualifying, but he obviously still has chances to qualify. Let's check out some of the comments. Yeah, we'll do the replays for now. I sent you the link on your Twitter, pretty sure. Yeah, extremely massive win for Doodle on that one. I'll add you back, don't worry. There we go.
Thanks.
So now, we're going to move on to the second replay from Group A. That is going to be Psychick against Steeve.
Interesting.
Yeah, obviously, everyone on Group A was starting this match day on 1 win and 1 loss. So that's the record as well for these players. Steeve coming off a massive 6-0 win against Mats. Meanwhile, Psychick recovering from a loss. Psychick coming with Flygon, Gardevoir, Moltres, Azumarill.
No, Psychick beat
Gastrodon.
Savutian last battle by 1, like the last one.
I believe that was Matchday 1, if I'm not
No.
mistaken.
He lost to Mats on Matchday 1.
Oh, you're right. So both players coming from wins, actually. Crobat is the final Pokemon from Psychic. Steve coming with Jirachi, Chandelure, Salamence, Slowbro, Electros, and McMortar. So we have Mats joining the channel as well. So Doodle, do you want to commentate this one?
So I think this is the first time Crobat is battling. I'm not sure if it is.
Yep.
I think it is. I've not seen it. So that's going to be interesting. Obviously, Crobat is a very fast Pokemon. Gastrodon is interesting. He actually has both Swampert and Gastrodon. I personally think Swampert's better, but I guess he probably has a strategy for Gastrodon. Azumarill, obviously the Salamence. Steve Salamence is the main Pokemon on his team. But Psychick has Azumarill, which is probably one of the best Salamence checks out there. And we got to see how it goes. Wonder who leads how.
Well, we'll see. Now take it away. Ooh.
So Chandelure against Flygon, already a good matchup. Slowbro, not a lot of damage. Obviously goes into Azumarill. Ice Beam, predicted an Ice Beam, it seems. He predicted it. Electros is in. Knocks off the Assault Vest.
That's
It
important.
was Assault Vest from the
Right,
Electros.
Flygon. Good prediction.
A lot of switching so far.
Right.
It's some good switching, no?
Oh, I think he forgot about Levitate on the Electros there.
Or maybe it was a predict. I don't know.
Scald.
We're not on Psychick's
I don't
mind.
know, maybe. Let's see. Knockoff
I don't know.
does a lot of damage. And this is probably an Aqua Jet range. Yeah.
It is. And that's the
That's
first
nice.
KO for Psychick.
Okay.
Chandelure. Interesting.
Oh
With
my.
switch.
Energy.
He takes it.
Yeah, it's not stab,
Yeah.
so it's not
Yeah.
as much
Okay,
damage.
switches out.
And Azumarill is
Jirachi.
it's also pretty bulky, Azumarill.
This is definitely huge power. This has to be.
For
Huge
sure.
power, that's good ability.
Gastrodon. Critical
Hand.
hit.
It's a bit of damage.
Then headbutt Serene Grace Jirachi.
Yeah.
Nah, bro, that's disgusting.
Ooh,
Oh,
the
this
miss
is
on
a
the
toxic.
toxic.
Goodness. Ice Beam. Ooh.
Does
Gastrodon
not
comes in.
kill. Okay, Chandelure.
On the
Recover.
recover.
Oh,
It
this
has
is definitely an
energy
energy ball. Oh,
Yeah, but that's a
smart.
easy switch.
Good one.
Oh, beautiful prediction. Beautiful.
Alright, Jirachi, let's see.
Immune
Good
to
one.
toxic.
Good switch.
Good play from both opponents so far.
Moltres.
More shots.
That is a lot of damage.
Now
Slowbro. Good play.
Slowbro.
Good plays. We're seeing good plays. Alright, Azumarill.
Ooh, this is risky.
Ooh,
Calm
Ooh.
mind.
that's big.
But he has
Big.
knockoff.
Let's see.
remember?
Knockoff.
Ooh.
There's a lot.
Eve-
Knocks off
Wait,
Eevee, like.
what?
Why does he have
Yeah, I think this is the most controversial part of the battle.
Okay, wait.
He's probably
Why would
had
you
it on the
switch
whole
there?
tournament.
Dragon
Oh
Claw.
my
Doesn't kill with the Dragon Claw. Weakness
Ooh,
policy.
policy?
Doubles his
Ooh.
stats.
Outrage
and takes
kills,
out the
right?
flag one.
Outrage definitely kills there if it was Outrage.
Probably, but probably didn't want to lock himself into that.
Okay,
But
Crobat.
now,
Oh,
yeah,
protect.
Salamence ends up losing the
toxic.
boost.
Ice
Ice
Beam.
Beam. Decent
Takes
damage.
it fairly well, actually. This is Protect, right?
Or probably Roost. Brave.
Oh,
Bird,
and
actually.
Bravebird. Interesting.
The problem is that Salamence is at 6% HP and it's probably in Aqua Jet range from a Summary.
Yeah. Okay, there's a
That's a
Roost.
Still weak to the Sun Headbutt. A lot of
Yeah.
damage.
There's a lot of damage. This Crobat is very defensive, though. It's taking a lot of hits.
Yeah,
Good switch.
Ooh, Gastrodon eats that up.
it's a
Immense.
risky switch. Earth Power is immune.
Ooh, good. Good switching again.
But this Salamence would.
Good
Ooh.
switch.
Good one. Good switch.
Good
And this is
switch.
Aqua Jet range, right?
For sure, but Steve is not going to allow that. Still preserving that
And keep in
Salamence.
mind, Slowbro has stability regenerator.
Regenerate, right? Yes.
Yeah, it's healing itself back up. Time it switches out.
Gardevoir.
Now Gardevoir has
Ooh.
Regenerator.
That's a really good ability to get.
Yeah. Let's see.
Chandelure, but it's not going
Ooh,
to take the
and that's a
Thunderbolt.
Sack. I guess he sacked it. Moltres.
Ooh, I thought
Into the
Gardevoir-
Arrowhead.
I thought Gardevoir would do Shadow Ball there.
Alright, let's see what happened. Good one. This slow ball. Critical. Ooh, that's big.
But
That's
this
a big
Slowbro is a big obstacle.
Storm Drain.
Drain.
Amazing. Tanking the
What a-
Scald and actually making itself stronger.
And the Earth
Lots of
Power,
damage. And the
I
poison
think
is
I-
going up.
it's down here. It's down.
Yeah, and Steve down to his final 3 Pokemon. Sunny day, but that's not going to help you. It's Earth Power. And Steve is down to his final 2 Pokemon, and this Salamence is really low on HP. Oh, and Flame Body from the burn to add insult to injury. He does get the flinch. Serene Grace coming in clutch. Can he get another one? No, there's the roost. Seems like Psychick has this one in the back, and the miss on the Thunder Wave to add insult to injury. And I think that's going to be it. The Salamence goes for the Dragon Dance Desperation plays, but it's so low.
I don't know.
Man.
Psykick wins.
Psychick wins 5-0 against Steve, one of the experienced players from last season. It was a fairly close battle, but until it was not. When that Gastrodon was able to switch into the Scald and get the Storm Drain boost, it just began doing so much damage, and Steve didn't have an answer.
I think normally we see quite a lot of mistakes, which makes sense because we're human after all, make mistakes. But I think in this one, I think the only big mistake was the EV Light on Slowbro. Apart from that, I think like all the other players were pretty good.
It was a questionable choice for sure. For those unaware, EV Light does not do nothing on Slowbro because it's a fully evolved Pokemon. But it is what it is. Otherwise, I think that both players played decently well, but yeah, I think that Psychic just prepared better and outmatched Steve on this one.
Yep.
So that's going to be the 2 battles from Group A. We only have 1 battle left from Group A, and that's going to be the live battle between Mats and Elibungo. So if you guys could set that one up, we could move on for that one. Of course, I see that you have submitted your official lineups. We could go over that after you're in the battle.
Sorry, that's out of time.
Do you have my name, Eli? My Pokemon name? Or my Showdown name?
No.
I'll put it in the chat. Well, the Discord.
So, Titanes, what are your thoughts about Group A, how it's shaking up so far? Obviously, Psychick and Doodle moving up to 2 wins right now. Steve and Savutian with 2 losses. And now Eli and Mats, who are both 1-on-1, about to face off.
Yeah, I mean, I just want to say I'm so proud of Psychick because, he was a very, probably the most inexperienced player. Because, I mean, he had some Pokemon knowledge, but in terms of battling, he was still not very used to. I mean, he still didn't even have his type matchups properly, but now he's top of the group, and I think he actually right now has a pretty decent chance to go through. So I mean, I'm really proud of him, and I think apart from that, I think it's been very, very exciting this tournament. I mean, Doodle's journey has been pretty interesting. I mean, first game a complete sweep, and then a pretty it was pretty surprising loss to Elibungo, and then of course barely managed to get past through Savutian, and of course that was because of the Volcarona Thunderbolt critical, but I mean it was a close battle. So I mean, I think
crit is part of the game.
Sorry,
crits are part of the game. They just are.
Yeah, I mean, crits are part of the game, and I think even I mean overall very surprising group so far.
For sure. Everybody has a chance. It's very tight. But yeah, like you were saying, Psychic has a massive chance here. We would say that 3 is the magic number. Like 3 wins should be enough to get you through to the knockouts. It's not like an exact science because we have head-to-head tiebreakers and obviously Pokemon difference then comes into play. But usually 3 wins should get you into the knockouts. And after that, everything can happen. You can get to prove yourself in a elimination game. It's a best of 3 set, and yeah, it's super interesting. Obviously, we're gonna wait now for Mats and Eli to set up their battle. Looking both of these players.
Put my name in the Discord for him, but I don't know if he sent a request yet because my laptop's being a bit slow.
Okay. So if you don't mind, we're gonna put you guys on the background for now, and if you could also like deafen the StreamYard, so like you don't hear our commentary while you're in the battle, because we're gonna be commenting on like possible plays and stuff, and we don't want to influence your choices. So if you could also like deafen the StreamYard, that would be massive. But we'll see you guys in a bit. For now, we can go on and check the lineups because we have them here. Team Elibungo over here with the number 17 and the captain, the GOAT, Porygon 2.
Bro, I hate this thing so much.
It's really, really annoying. The number 96, the Hydreigon, who
Literally
is
called
completely placing it. Yeah, all three heads going crazy. Lassie, the number 5, apparently she's a Doodle fan.
No, bro, I hate this thing as well. This thing killed me.
The number 51, the Registeel, the
We
the
discussed
robot.
this yesterday.
We discussed this yesterday. If there was a chance that Registeel would come to this battle, I said maybe not, but I can see the angle. And instead, he is going to bring it. Number 43, Sylveon, Sakura, a staple of Eli's team so far, has been super, super important, setting up the springs and doing so much damage, fairy type. And Melody, it's Meloetta with a grenade, the number 14. Meloetta, obviously, massive, massive damage and can change forms into a fighting type.
Form. Yeah.
Super, super massive. So interesting lineup here from Eli. Does anything stand out to you guys?
I'm the Registeel.
No, I mean, I think the Porygon and the Sylveon are the main threats. Like if I were the opponent,
the Recovers, Toxic.
Yeah.
I wonder if it's Analytic Porygon or if it's Trace. That's what I want. Or
Download. Yeah. It has 3 really good abilities. That's the thing.
And also remember, Sylveon, of course, has Pixelate. So Pixelate Hyper Voice is
massive, massive damage, of course. Moving on to the other side of the spectrum. We're going to have over here Team Mats. We see here on the screen the Mamoswine with the Mamospear and the wine on the other tusk. So that's the Mamoswine. Very good fun.
It's pretty evident that his Mamoswine is British.
Yeah.
British. So here the lineup with Infernape, Weavile, Slowking, Noivern, Jolteon, and Mamoswine, obviously. So I think that pretty standard overall. Lots of powerful sweepers, as we have another panel member joining for this battle. Spectre, how are you doing, man?
I think they're going to get on soon. The Weavile is actually very scary, honestly.
Yeah, the Weavile is incredibly scary, yes. Can be threatening to the Meloetta, but we know that Meloetta has fighting type damage as well. But yeah, it's threatening a lot of stuff. Obviously, the Hydreigon does not want to be in front of a Weavile.
From the get-go, though, I'm saying that Mats has to figure out how to deal with Sylveon, because that Sylveon deals with 3 of his Pokemon. Have like Infernape, Weavile, and Noivern. That thing's going to be a bit tough.
And also the only things which can stop it are Poison-type moves and Steel-type moves, and I see no Pokemon which can use those type of moves from Mats' team.
Jolteon, it's not really gonna. I mean, especially if it sets up a Reflect, it kind of like makes Weavile and Infernape kind of useless. If it's able to get off.
I think the only way is to use Toxic.
I agree. But does he have anything that can learn Toxic? I guess Slowking, technically.
Everything learns Toxic, technically, but like it's weird on some Pokemon. Yeah, Jolteon is a bit of a mystery. I don't really know what it does to Eli's team. Eli seems to be very prepared for Jolteon, so we're gonna have.
I wonder if Mats is gonna do like Chilly Reception, Slowking, maybe. We have to see.
Could be, yeah. Way to pivot around, Regenerator.
That would pair
Regenerator,
yeah. So we are still waiting for the link to come up.
Right.
Spectre, can you hear us just fine?
Yeah, you can.
He said you can.
Oh, by the way, in Renk, AD was asking if you've done timestamps on the stream.
I have not, but I can write them down after the stream is done for him, so like he can set them up later.
Right. Easier to track. But yeah, I don't know if the Jolteon was the correct bring, in my opinion. I don't know.
I mean, looking at Matt's other options here,
Septile would be
even
used in this.
Empoleon is
Empoleon, I
there-
think he would have been better, in my opinion.
yeah.
maybe.
I think that there's definitely a case for Empoleon, but we do have the link right here.
Steel type
Oh,
also.
and
Keep in mind,
waiting
in
for
mind
us.
with-
Hold up.
I got it.
No, I got it too. But these people, they did not wait for us. We already have our leads right here. It's Sylveon against the Infernape right off the get-go.
This is probably a reflect, right? I would
Probably a
think.
reflect,
Or-
but a switch
and
smart
oh.
from Mats.
You probably went for Hyper Voice, got some free damage, but double
Light
screen.
Screen,
Okay,
teleport.
teleport, not chilly
Yeah.
reception.
Not silly reception, but teleport is another way to get out of danger.
Okay, interesting.
So
The reflect-
Hyper
Hyper
voice pixelate, right?
It's
Iron
Ooh.
is effective, but through the reflect gets the flinch though.
That's
So
important.
that's
Also, can I
another
just
one.
say, how is Mamoswine faster? than-
Protect or assist.
Sylveon is not that fast. Mamoswine is deceptively
Okay.
fast.
Oh, good one.
Oh yeah, Registeel is gonna take nothing from
Yeah,
that.
how did
and
he-
it's gonna get-
What is that name? How did he get that name?
I have to check if it was the earthquake though.
EQ.
Yeah,
doesn't-
but it reflects is still up, and this is
Yeah.
light clay Sylveon because the reflect has not gone down yet. It still has
Mhm.
3 more turns.
Slowking.
Slowking switches in, the rocks go
Rocks.
up.
Okay, it's rock.
Massive. If the Mamoswine, if the Weavile or the Noivern are not rocking the heavy duty boots, they're gonna take some massive damage. Toxic
Ooh.
comes out, teleport out. It's not gonna take damage, but now that's looking is on a timer. No boots on the Infernape. But
Is
yeah,
this
this
a
is what Matt needs to
CC?
do.
Probably close combat. Oh, sword.
Swords
Swords.
and really good, but the earthquake, a lot of damage.
But they're
But now
Oh,
there's
this
no
might
longer
kill.
reflect. There's no
I think
longer
this,
reflect.
this will kill.
Yeah, I mean, Eli in a very dangerous situation here. Close combat
You have to
definitely should
sacrifice-
take out the Registeel with
I
no
think the
That's
play
reflect.
here, if I were Eli, I would switch
Okay.
to Eli. That's a
Good
good
switch.
That's
Oh yeah,
still
that
a
would have
lot of
killed.
damage.
That definitely would have killed.
That's still a lot of
Latias,
damage.
ooh.
And now there's no
if
light
it's bullet
screen.
punch, if it's bullet punch or mock punch, this goes down.
Mach punch
Yeah.
kills, is it?
I don't think it kills.
Assuming that Latias is max speed, Latias should be faster here, but bullet punch probably kills.
But it's
I
I don't know
Infernape,
if
not
Mach
bullet
punch kills. I think it's range, or maybe depends on crit.
It could be a range with Mach Punch, but I don't think it does because Close Combat did 63 and Mach Punch is a lot weaker.
Okay,
Yeah,
he
the switch
switches.
into the Slow King.
So,
Mistfall.
Missile. Good one. That
Decent
actually
damage.
is decent.
He ate that up.
yeah.
Is this Draco range actually? Could you like Draco me?
It might be, but I go for
Yeah.
the recovery instead. Teleport
might be
out
better
from the
for
Slow King
that.
again.
Oh, I don't think Mats has stock.
Okay, that's
seconds.
boots.
That's boots on the Noivern, smart. And now this Noivern should be faster than the Latias. The question is, can it leave a Draco Meteor? We know how defensive Latias can be.
It could also be a Dragon Balls.
I think it's a bad move if you stay in. You gotta switch out, but the who is the real question. Because you have to-
Noivern does not live one hit, I think. If like,
Yeah, no, but Eli can stay
Wait,
in or
oh,
switch
switch
into
it.
Sylveon.
Switch, okay.
Another switch.
Oh.
Respecting the Latias with the Ice Beam, knowing that
Ooh,
it can
Slowking
potentially live.
has Regenerate also.
Oh, and Slowking is
Evan.
gonna go down? No,
Oh,
because it manages
no.
to
Draco was
teleport
chilling
out.
there. Draco
I
would
feel
have
like Mats is over relying on teleport here.
This is faster.
Yeah, this is faster. It probably has pursuit. It does not click it. Goes for the knockoff. That's gonna be no covert cloak, actually.
What does that do?
It negates the secondary effects of moves. So, for
Ooh.
example,
is
if you cannot get
flamethrower.
flinched,
I would imagine.
I
Yeah,
could
it has
imagine,
to-
but I don't think it kills because it's not stab and Registeel is so defensive.
This thing can rest also, I'm pretty sure.
doesn't
Yeah,
have-
the fog
fog.
takes out of the
A clear
rocks.
body. Yeah, but it doesn't
Still
matter.
clear.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Iron Head is decent damage. Here comes the flamethrower. It does
Oh
nothing.
my god.
It's so
thank
tanky
you.
and the rocks go back up.
He
Just
can
like
take
that.
another one if it doesn't crit, I think.
I think he survives the crit even. Iron Head and this Noivern is so low.
Sorry,
But
I'm
the moment this
I was
Noivern goes
26.
down, the rocks go up again. Draco,
That's
it's
not a
enough,
good play.
That's
That's not a good
bad
play.
play. Yeah.
and the rocks go up.
Oh.
If
It just makes no
Ma-
sense to defog
I
here.
don't know why you Draco there.
Why'd you defog again?
You should have gone for the
bad.
kill there.
He
Well,
could
But
have killed
maybe
But you
if
could
he
deny-
does get the
like,
kill here,
Okay, this is
there will be no rocks on the field.
True.
So Mats is just trading his Noivern for the Registeel, but yeah, the Latias comes in and attacks the close combat, and
He
now
should
we're
have
in
gone
the
for-
Has to
situation.
switch
should have
out.
gone for first
I
ones.
imagine back to
I
Slowking.
mean, now it's a big fact because Slowking is too low to take any sorts of
Yeah.
big. You gotta take 50 from the Dragon Pulse.
Hmm.
But it's looking
Personally,
still.
I think you need to sack Jolteon.
I agree. Let's see how much
Mammoth Coin
this does.
comes in.
Ice
It's a
Shard.
lot of damage.
I think this is Ice Shard.
But does it kill from half?
Maybe with Nevermount Ice or Big.
Can I just say, Elibungo, he has not touched Meloetta, Porygon, or Hydreigon yet.
That's kind of scary, not gonna lie. I would have sacked
Mhm.
Jolteon.
Ice Guard is
doesn't
not
kill.
enough.
Oh.
It needed a crit, and the Mistball
This is
takes down the
bad.
Mammoth Swine. And yeah, this is
Okay.
super, super bad for Mats.
I think he'll go to Jolteon now.
Yeah, just going to Jolteon, trying
Slowking
to
is
get the
better
kill.
on the special side, right? I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Slowbro is the physically defensive one, and Slowking the specially defensive one.
Honestly,
But
though, the
still-
Sludges did a lot of damage to it, even with the Dragon Pulse. I think this is an Eon. What's the item called? It's like the thing that they have, both Latios and Latios.
Yeah. I forgot. Soul Dew.
Soul.
Soul.
Yeah.
Here comes Weavile.
Ice
So
Shard,
that makes
probably.
sense.
I mean, this is Sack, I think. I would imagine, or maybe he
I-
goes to Regis.
If I was Mats, I would secure the kill with Pursuit, even if he even
I
has that
agree.
move.
Mhm.
Sword Stance predicting the switch, but here comes
That
Dragon
is a-
Pulse. Lot of damage.
I don't know if I would have Sword Stance there. I think that's a bit of a bad play.
Okay, but now Latias goes down, and this Weavile is faster than everything, and it's at +2. The problem is how much damage can it really do? Porygon C,
And then
you probably
comes-
just knock off and take out the Eviolite due to damage, right?
Right? Yeah.
probably.
I think
It's
that
not
that's-
Trace, so
there's a
yeah,
knock off.
that's a good one.
The Eviolite is out.
You know what?
Yeah,
I think,
Weavile goes down.
I think that's that's fair enough because that
Yeah.
Porygon it needs to be stopped.
I think this is a switch to Infernape to try to get them.
I think you go into Jolteon. I think that Jolteon does not do much, and without the Eviolite, I don't know if
Okay,
Jolteon
Porygon
doesn't
Porygon leaves a
think
Thunderbolt.
Jolteon does enough with Thunderbolt.
This
Yeah.
is probably back
Yeah.
into Sylveon if I had to guess, but
Maybe he can Flare Blitz it if he predicts it. Instead
if
of
Matt
Pulse.
predicts the switch and goes for Flare
You might
Blitz into
think-
the...
Do you guys think Flare Blitz kills Porygon?
No.
Yeah, it
Flare
does.
Blitz, yeah, definitely.
It
Definitely.
has no Eviolite anymore.
And it's Stab.
hmm
But doesn't Infernape have Flare Blitz?
It should. If he has Fire Punch, I mean, that's more consistent, but it's a lot less damage. That's the thing.
Well,
I click Flare Blitz here. Even if the recoil, I always click Flare Blitz here, I think.
The thing is that I really need him to use Jolteon, and this Slowking is so low, he probably needs to... It has
Oh,
Fire
Fire
Punch, and it does get a
Punch.
kill. Good move from Matt.
Fairs. I wonder if he
For now.
sacked it.
Meloetta, I think it's
Ooh,
faster.
Meloetta.
This is faster, right?
see.
Probably.
Infernape
No,
is faster. Infernape is faster, but
Yeah.
Lash
La-
Out, super effective, but it's not
Lash
enough.
Out.
What is that move?
It's a Dark type move.
Oh,
Yeah, but I think it does more damage if you took damage first, and that doesn't work because Infernape is faster.
I
So
would have
it
gone
wasn't
for
enough.
close combat. I think it would have done
yeah,
more.
same.
It would have killed. It wasn't actually maybe not, but it probably would have done a lot more.
I think this is all she wrote because who takes down Hydreigon? It's the thing.
Yeah,
I think
Hydreigon,
that-
Dark Pulse. I mean, this Jolteon. I mean, I guess Shadow
Jolteon.
Ball. Wait, it's not even. No, never
No,
mind. not
it's a
even
normal
Psychic.
type. Yeah,
Okay.
Thunderbolt takes it out. That's good. But who deals with... You know, what could be the out here? Hidden Power Fairy. But I don't know if he has that.
I've
No,
seen
but-
Jolteons of Hidden Power Ice, but I don't know if one would.
But he might have. But I
If
think
Matt's
there was.
prepared for this and had Hidden Power Fairy, that's a massive play.
But there
That's a
must be a
crazy
reason.
tech.
I think he might though, because he's tried to keep Jolteon alive for so long. So there must be a reason. For
Yeah,
that.
maybe. I wonder. Maybe he does.
The thing is,
The fairy
if
doesn't
he switches
exist.
to Slowbro, it's just gonna die, even with the Regenerator. Oh, this is complicated for Mats, but he's not completely out of it. Eli has played a fantastic game so far.
If this is Hidden Power Fair.
Going
Oh,
for the para.
Yeah.
Dragon
Dragon
Dance is
Ball.
physical. It's physical High Dragon, and I'm
This
guessing
is
it has
faster now.
Earthquake.
Probably
Yeah,
Earthquake,
it's
I would
faster and
imagine.
has
Or
Earthquake.
Outrage. Or Outrage,
Dude.
even.
Yeah, I think it's done. Yeah, it's over.
Really
Jolteon
bad.
is the
Here
hell
comes
of-
the Earthquake. No
Oh, this is
sash,
tough.
and it goes out. And it's only this low roll
Oh,
left,
yeah,
and I
that-
don't
yeah,
think
it
it's
has a
gonna be
life
able to
orb.
do much.
This is like
It's
an Outrage
poison.
click. Or like. I guess.
Anything crunch. There's a crunch,
Right.
and
Yeah.
Slobo
That's
goes down,
GG.
and Elibungo picks up the 3-0 win.
He played
of the
fantastic.
match.
I can't lie. He played very
Yeah.
well, I think.
I think Max's biggest undoing was the teleport on Slow King. I think he relied on that way too
I
much.
agree. That was like he was trying to rely on regenerators, but the thing is, the toxic damage and the stealth rocks. That was just, just gonna get way too much.
Yeah, I mean, it was not a bad idea from Mats. I think that teleport is super, super valuable, obviously, on Slow King. But yeah, if you just use it for the sake of using it, it's not going to do much. But let's hear from the protagonist. First, let me go to the winning side. Eli, how are you feeling? And what are your thoughts after that game? Oh, wait, I think he joined from another account. Hold up.
Yeah.
What's this? How do you have two accounts? Eli, congrats on the win. How are you feeling, and what are your thoughts?
I'm feeling good. Max played extremely well in the match. Like, I braced my team just for the match. That's why I have Reggie steal so I could put up the rocks.
Mm-hmm.
Fair enough.
We actually discussed the possibility of you bringing Registeel, because we kind of thought that, okay, maybe Malamar. Although I did say that there was definitely a world where Registeel comes.
For sure. Mans, sorry for the loss. What are your thoughts? And yeah, how did that one go?
Yeah, disappointed that I couldn't have made it closer, if not won on the battle. It was definitely a tense one on throughout. It took definitely some figuring outs at times. I think once Inferno went down, it got up to very difficult. And yeah, it would have been huge if I could win this, but now I've got it's very clear, sink or swim. I have to win the next two.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I actually have two questions, because like there were two plays that we were kind of questioning in the panel here. I think first of all, we were pretty reliant on Slow King's teleport, which is reasonable because of regenerator, but I feel like with the toxic damage, the Slow King's demise was inevitable. So that was like what was the plan once toxic was out on Slow King, and to keep on using teleport.
Well, I didn't expect that I would need to teleport this often. I think I only planned for the need to do it once or twice. At that point, I was just thinking, how can I set my key Pokemon in a position where they can get myself back into the battle.
Fair enough. What's the second question?
I think the lash out, right?
Yeah, I know. I was asking about there was a point in the battle where I think it was Noivan against Registeel. You
Oh yeah,
kept
the
on
Draco Meteor. Yeah.
you kept on using the fog, but I think you could have taken out Registeel there with just some consecutive flamethrowers. So what was the thought behind that?
Well, of course, making sure I got the rocks away was one priority, and then once I saw that Noivern was like very low on health, I thought I'll go all in on this Draco Meteor. But thinking about it, I can certainly see why I should have gone with a few flamethrowers, then gone with a defog and finished Registeel off. But here's what it is.
Yeah, I think that was definitely the correct play. You first knock out the Registeel, and if you then want to sack Noivern to get the rocks away, you defog in front of something that isn't Registeel once it's already gone down. That was probably the play, but still it was a very, very well played and very good preparation from Eli as well. The light play on the Sylveon, so much damage reduced by the screens, made it very, very difficult for Mats to get any progress at the start of the battle. And yeah, he gets massive win, moving up to 2 wins and 1 loss. And yeah, putting himself in a good position to qualify. So now we're going to move.
I also had in the back of my mind that if I use Defog or if I click Defog too late, then either a faster Pokemon or somebody on Choice Scarf takes out Noivern before I can even use Defog.
Yeah.
But I think, from my, of course, I understand why you talked that, but from my perspective, I don't think Elibungo had any Pokemon with Choice Scarf. But yeah, of course, that's always a concern.
Yeah. For now, though, we're gonna move on to Group B. We're gonna skip one battle. We're gonna save it for last. I think you guys know which one.
Yeah.
But at the start, it's me against Slither. So I'm not gonna commentate on this. I'm gonna give my thoughts at the end of the game. So I want you guys to just tell me your thoughts from this preview, from both Slither's and my perspective, and then to commentate the live battle as well, obviously.
So off the preview, you see that the speed control, at least on their side, is likely going to be that speed boost Sharpedo and maybe some form of substitute on Lucha. The main breakers will be that Hawlucha, that Sharpedo. You'll see the hazard centers as either Blissey or Gliscor. For speed control, you probably, at least on Renk side, you have your Keldeo, you have Cinderace perhaps, and you have the Shell Caracosta perhaps, and then you also have hazards. You have almost everybody on that team that can do that. So at least off preview, the key to victory will likely be to try to on Scissor's side. It was probably to try to get a good and early setup with Hawlucha and try to weaken Fortress as much as he can because that is a very great physical wall, and there's only good recipient of both Hawlucha's flying stab and fighting stab. As for Renk's side, the big key to victory here will likely be to try to take down the Blissey because it's going to be very difficult for him to kind of beat either Keldeo or Caracosta once that goes down.
Yeah. I'd say I'm very interested to see how the Caracosta does because I believe that's its debut in this tournament.
Yes.
And yeah, looking at Slither's lineup, went for the same lineup, but the main big change is Hawlucha coming in. Interested to see how he does in his debut tournament. And yeah, of course, Slither needs to win this to keep his hopes alive. So yeah, I'll be interested to see how it goes.
I'm curious to see the Gliscor, how it does, because obviously it's a very, very difficult Pokemon to deal with because you can't even Toxic it because of Poison Heal. I really want to see. I'm intrigued to see. Hawlucha, if this is Gen 7, Hawlucha would actually be even better because of Unburden and the seeds and, in the terrains. But obviously we don't get that here, but I want to see it. Honestly, the Sharpedo, it gets, I guess, Protect first turn, speed boost, but the thing with Sharpedo is, I think it's in its vanilla normal form. I just don't think it's as powerful as it would be in its mega form, because a lot of times what people do is that they actually don't Mega Evolve the Sharpedo on the first turn. They go for Protect with a regular one to get the speed boost and then Mega Evolve, but obviously that's not available here. But yeah, I think we have to see. The Blissey's and the Gliscor are very good defensive Pokemon, though, that can be tricky to take down.
For sure. I was just reminding myself to show the lineups that we both crafted since we worked on them. So yeah, just showing that off before the actual battle for everyone to see. Obviously, it's not mandatory to do these ones, but I think it's just funny.
I'll try to do them myself also.
Of course.
Yeah, it adds to the fun.
So without more delays, I'm going to let you guys commentate on this.
Right, let's see then.
All right. First of all,
Got a Caracosta.
Gliscor.
Super Bowl. Go for the
Okay.
Oh,
That's a bad move. Shell
Right.
smash. Oh my god. With a white up. With a white up.
yeah.
Wow.
This is Ice Beam, right? Or
Ice Beam or Earthquake or
Ooh, it survived.
just
But-
go
it
for
doesn't matter,
It
yeah.
goes down.
Torpedo
Protect.
smashes
Oh, it's
again.
not.
Let's go
What
for
is that?
CP.
Close combat.
He does.
Oh my.
Oh, not enough.
With a lower defense as well.
Aqua Jet? Wait,
Oh, and it's too-
Superpower. Oh my god.
Oh,
he could have Aqua Jetted, no?
I don't think he had Aqua Jet.
what would the point be if you have speed boost to use Aqua Jet?
True.
And I don't understand why you go Halucha. Oh,
But Aqua Jet has priority.
that's a lot of that. Wow.
The
And no one
superpowers
here
don't
could
even
have
matter
taken-
because he has special attacks. So,
And there's a
Surf. Oh
surf.
my god. This is a demolition
Whoa.
job.
oh god. Okay, this is a special. Oh man.
Oh,
Oh my.
oh.
Goes for the toxic.
And look,
Oh.
toxic. Enough.
Okay, so it won't be a
But
clean
it's
sweep.
Keldeo late
There's
game.
nobody to beat Keldeo. If we can switch moves.
Surf. Oh my god.
Need to anyways.
Blissey. Yeah, it's over.
I mean, yeah. Just
Yeah, that's it.
It's
Yeah.
over.
Can't get double.
Ready.
No, that's about it.
My immediate thoughts after that battle were if he just let, I think Gliscor was his first Pokemon. If he let Gliscor
Mhm.
go down, we saw that Rose Raid survives an Ice Beam. So I think Rose Raid probably takes Caracosta out.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
that.
Aqua
and then-
Jetted with the
if-
Sharpedo
and
on the Caracosta also. I think that
He
could
probably didn't have it because he
no,
was
there's no
speed
need
boost.
to run Aqua Jet on Sharpedo because it just gains speed so
That's
quickly.
true. That's
and-
true. That's a good one. Yeah.
Most
And
likely
what?
didn't
So
have it.
easy, it could have been either that if he ran like an Endure with Unburden set, Endure and Reversal, he could have probably got a big reverse sweep, a big comeback going because Halucha without the item loses its item, gains over speed. It could probably be faster than Caracosta.
Yeah, but as we saw Slither here, he simply forgot I had Caracosta. He prepared a lot, but he didn't even consider that option.
Yeah, I mean I think that's
Heatran
what I
didn't
think
even get. We didn't even see Heatran and Lando T, or like Fortress or
Mm.
Fortress for that matter.
No, I used 2 Pokemon this battle.
I think that's what you have to remember with this tournament. You have to prepare for all 9 Pokemon.
All of them.
Yeah.
All of them. You can't
Yep.
just focus on 1 or 2. That can like be a demise. Yeah.
Yeah. So from my perspective, obviously very happy to get that win and bounce back after my defeat last match day. And I was very happy with my prep. I realized that even though Serperior was good against Golurk and Sharpedo, realistically, I couldn't bring Serperior because he just gets walled by a lot of things and it was going to be a burden, which was sucked to say about my favorite Pokemon. But I instantly thought about Caracosta as a replacement with the Shell Smash. And I ran into a problem, which was that +2 Waterfall didn't kill the Gliscor. And so I was like, I need to go special and go with Ice Beam. And so I ran special Caracosta with Ice Beam and with Surf. I was surprised that Rose Raid lived the Ice Beam because I had calculated that fully, if that Rose Raid didn't have bulk, it couldn't survive the Ice Beam. So I think it must have been at least some kind of specially bulky. And then this Blissey surviving the superpower shocked me because I had calced max defense and max HP Blissey shouldn't survive +2 superpower and still it lived. So I was expecting a full sweep after I was done with Rose Raid, but it wasn't the case. Still massive win and was very happy with my prep. And obviously I had some options in case that Caracosta didn't work, but I'm happy that I could not show the rest of the tech and I can save it for the next battle. We're gonna move on to the second
Gigi
last
against
battle
Spectre,
here.
I think. Yeah.
Yeah, they battled this morning actually. So we have one of the protagonists here, obviously. I didn't see any lineups on the Discord, so that's a bit disappointing. But obviously, you guys don't have to if you don't wanna.
It's not mandatory.
If it's up, I really don't finalize my rosters until really like a few minutes before the game, so I don't have the time to do the lineup.
Fair enough.
That's fair.
Either way, we can see the lineups right here because Spectre is rocking with Big Tini, Manaphy, Hippowdon making its first appearance, Klefki, Substriker, and Ragalji against Gigi's Mio, Chestnut, Heracross, Lucario, Snorlax, and Zapdos. So
I'm curious about the Hippowdon because we banned weather from this.
Yes.
So I want to see what it's gonna do.
it's not Sandstream, so it's Sand Force, which is useless if you don't set up the sand manually.
Yeah.
So, but I'm guessing we're gonna ask Spectre after the battle what the thought process behind the Hippowdon was.
Hippowdon is still a pretty tanky Pokemon.
Yeah.
It is.
Gets Whirlwind also. You can like Stealth Rock and then Whirlwind out Pokemon.
Obviously, it's useful without the sand. Yeah, we're gonna have to see. Gigi as well has to win to keep his tournament hopes alive, and Spectre looking to move up into those 2 wins and tie with me, who I already got 2 wins, and obviously both Titaness and Seb also have 2 wins, so he has to catch up with the rest of the pack.
Right.
Let's see how this one plays out immediately with the Substriker going for the ball switch and getting some
love that
damage.
nickname.
Out. Inter 2006 with the crown.
Bro.
Gets the body slam pretty well. Goes into the Zapdos. Tail Glow comes out though.
This is because Gigi's a UFN, so he's taunting him.
Fair enough.
Lightning Rod.
And the Thunderbolt does so much damage with the special attack boost, and Hurricane is not enough.
That actually did a lot. What the hell?
That's not a good switch.
That's not a good switch.
Thunderbolt just one shot with the special attack boost. And Mew's gonna take some massive damage and gets paralyzed too, and the synchronize is not gonna work. And gets the full para. So unlucky for Gigi there.
Ouch.
But press.
No, you gotta use a Psychic type move there, or you gotta heal up.
No, why'd you switch again? Oh no.
No, you gotta. Oh no.
Snorlax is just lower now, and it goes down to another Thunderbolt.
Oh no.
Okay.
Chestnut, yeah, that's gonna force the switch at least, but Brain Punch does absolutely nothing to the Victini. Power Up Punch makes itself stronger, boosts its attack, and the spikes go up. But what is that gonna do for now?
It might be fusion.
That's not a good switch.
That's not a good switch. You were gonna get hit by a fire or a Psychic Poop anyway, and so the Heracross just go down, and we're in the same situation. Chestnut does tank the +1 Flare Blitz somehow, but Brain Punch does nothing.
Yeah, Chestnut's. I mean, it gets Earthquake, to be fair. Maybe.
That probably would have been the play, but another Flare Blitz is going to be enough, and this Victini is just running away with the game. This Mew is paralyzed, so it's just slower, and it's going to go down too. And it's all down to the Zapdos, which is at half health, if I'm not mistaken.
Not
it's
even.
20%, not even. Goes down to another Flare Blitz, and just like that, Spectre, 6-0 Gigi in a super dominant
third clean sweep of this tournament.
What a sweep.
Well, technically, didn't Substriker take something down? Or is it actually a sweep? No, we took down the Snorlax and the Lucario. So it's not a sweep, but...
I don't think there was a way for Gigi to win this battle, but I think there was one instance where, with Zapdos, he shouldn't have switched out to, I think he switched out to Lucario. He should have just kept in with Zapdos, would let it go down. Then with Lucario, you can at least do some damage with Bullet Bunch.
Yeah, I mean, around it, but damn, I guess
the switches into the Heracross and the Lucario were really, really not good. Against the Substriker, you probably need to switch into the Chestnut, but I can see how you're afraid of the overheat, and so maybe you switch into Snorlax if that's the case. But still, super, super hard. But yeah, I mean. Still, massive props to Spectre.
Can you show the picture I sent for before the battle?
Your team.
Yeah, we probably should have shown it beforehand, but we could. But seeing the poster will make it now obvious what the tagline is referring to.
All right, well, y'all, I gotta hop off. So it was fun.
All right,
see you next week.
See you next week.
See you, Doodle.
Here's the poster that Matt was talking about. Spectre versus Gigi, obviously. James won reference, but the writing was on the wall for Gigi on this one, and Spectre claims his second victory. So, Spectre, how are you feeling after that victory?
I gotta say pretty good. Obviously, I still think that like every team's is not easy to prep for. Like I said, I had to make a lot of changes just even right before the battle, the day of. So. And I'm surprised that Substriker did such a good job. They definitely just broke down everything for Victini to kind of just clean up and clear out. definitely looking forward to like these next 2 matches, which will probably be the most important here so far to just make it into the playoffs. Um, and I'm just hoping to make it through. I'm glad I was able to make it through with this type of win, which will probably have a big thing on the standings if it ever comes down to differential.
For sure, definitely. Getting strong wins like that, super, super important. But now we have to move on to the main event, the battle that you guys have probably all been waiting for, because we have the only 2 players that are still undefeated in this tournament. It's Seb Ball against Titan S, and it's a massive one because Seb so far 2 clean sweeps in his 2 first battles, and Titan S
Renk,
has had to battle his way through.
sorry to interrupt, but Elibungo just wanted to be added back to the stream.
Oh, it's just that he has 2 accounts. It says that it's disconnected. I cannot add him back into the panel yet, but once he's able to. For now, I was forgetting as well that you had also sent your lineup, so we're gonna share that. And meanwhile, you guys can give your thoughts on this battle. Mats, any thoughts ahead of this battle?
Yes, this is a great test for both sides. Seb Ball went into this top of the table, but had beaten the 2 currently eliminated players. So he has some history, but from last time. But you can argue that T10S is his first test. And as for T10S, I think he himself hasn't played any of the bigger players in the group, so it's going to be very interesting on that aspect. And I'm interested to see how these 2 players counter each other.
Obviously, yeah. For now, here there are the lineups in the side of Titan-S with Mawile, Athelf, Ludicolo, Togekiss, Garchomp, and Greninja. We don't have a sheet from Seb, but we can check his lineup on the showdown page, obviously, before we jump into the battle. Here, Seb is rocking with Cryogonal, Clefable, Cavalier, Nidoking, Alomomola, and Altaria. So yeah.
And I'll say probably
before starting, could you just switch to my side, please?
Oh.
Okay, yeah. Now we can have Eli. So Eli, any thoughts ahead of this game?
These are some interesting lineups. Cryogonal, Clefairy,
Clefable,
Mawile.
For sure. So
I think
it's a clash of the Titans here.
I think off the preview was going to be most important for Seb is really how to contain Ninja, because it looks like it will be able to kind of just run all over the team. So if it just keeps landing Hydro Pumps and can switch moves, just click Dark Pulse, Ice Beam, all that sort of stuff. So we'll see how.
For sure. We won't keep you waiting any longer.
Okay, wait, could you just switch over to my side real quick, if that's not a problem?
Sure, we can do that.
Okay, wait, could you just switch over to
we're going to ask you your thoughts after the battle,
Yeah.
For now, the instant switch, we have the leads and the switch with the teleport, but
Great prediction.
Sword Stance,
Focus Sash.
Earthquake goes down to the Sash, so it's not enough to take it down. And the Ice Punch, super effective, and the +2 from the Sword Stance takes down the Nidoking. And the Sucker Punch is going to get some damage on the Alomomola before going down itself. Flip turn back into the Clefable, so it's a 1-for-1 so far. But I think that trade for Mawile between Nidoking, you take it every time. Sword Stance on the Garchomp, Iron Head, but this Clefable has Unaware, and so it doesn't care about the stat boost, and it just goes down to a second Moonblast. And Seb Ball with the advantage so far. Air Slash does not do a lot of damage. This Alomomola is so tanky, but you can still spam that and fish for the flinches. And there's one. There's another flinch. It's a 60% chance, remember. Seb decides to switch out and get health back with the Regenerator. Air Slash again into this Cavalier. Iron Head does some massive damage. Cavalier so strong. super effective damage. Cryogonal comes in, but this Tokis is carved, so it's faster than the Cryogonal even, and starts getting flinches with the Earth Slash. Cryogonal can do nothing about it. Altaria comes in to see if it can actually land the finishing blow. This Tokis is so low, but it does get the flinch, and this Altaria doesn't even get to move and goes down. It's 2 against 2. Tokis putting up some massive damage at the moment. Alomomola comes in, and the flip turn finally doesn't get flinched, and is able to knock down the Togekiss. Titnes goes for the flamethrower, takes down this Cavalier. It's a 3 against 3, super close battle so far. Mystical power, not enough, but gets a special attack boost. Obviously, Clefable doesn't care about the special attack boost, and it's just gonna heal itself to full health. Moonblast.
Moonblast
Gets this special attack drop that's so massive. This Ludicolo is not gonna do as much damage. Although the Weather Ball, massive damage being traded back and forth. Oh, she should have gone for another Weather Ball. The Energy Ball is not enough. And Moonblast takes down the Clefable. But here comes Greninja. Switches into a Poison Tower. Super effective with the Sludge Wave. And now Alomomola going to have to do something here in the rain. Scald is boosted in power, but still not a lot. Now that the rain's gone, this Scald is going to do even less. And the Sludge Wave damage is starting to add up. Another way is going to take it out, but Alomomola able to flip turn out, get the Regenerator healing, but this Greninja still holding on for dear life, takes down the Cryogonal, fires off a final Sludge Wave before going down finally to the Alomomola. But Azelf is faster, and this Alomomola is ripe for the taking. Thunderbolt comes out, super effective, and Titanes getting the 1-0 victory over Sev and remaining undefeated. I see a bit of river. I don't know if I'm lagging behind everyone. But yeah, massive win for Titanes. Let's hear from the winning side. Titanes, how are you feeling after that win?
Yeah, pretty good. I mean, first of all, I'd like to comment on 2 things. First of all, you mentioned why I used Energy Ball against Clefable. The reason was because I thought that he would switch out to Alomomola. So I went for Energy Ball just in case it KO'd. And my only other mistake, I think, was, I don't know why, like I prepared as well for the Clefable's Unnerve. I knew it didn't have Magic Gouge, but I just had a big brain fart at that moment. So a Gouge probably could have lived. So that's my mistake. But apart from that, I was pretty happy with how I played. I knew that Cryogonal, Clefable, Alomomola, all of them had opportunities to, they had ability to poison my team. So I immediately switched to Greninja because I knew that with Sludge Wave, Greninja would be safe as a poison type. So yeah, I mean, Mawile was my secret weapon actually, because that was my plan actually. I was like, I ran Ice Punch on Mawile because my whole plan was survive 1 hit with Sword Stance, with Focus Sash, set up with Sword Stance in that same turn, and then hopefully take out that Ice Punch if Sep switched. I actually thought he would use Machamp because in the previous battles that was his first Pokemon. So I thought that. Also, another great thing about Mawile, and this is also another thing. This is one of the reasons why I chose Mawile. Zacian is the best Pokemon competitively in the whole game. One of the big reasons for that is because it's a Fairy Steel type, which is the best type combination in the whole game. Mawile is a very Steel type, and the only moves which can hurt it are Earthquake and not Earthquake, like Ground type moves and Fire type moves. From what I saw, Seb had very few more Pokemon which could learn those moves. So yeah, Mawile was a big plan of mine, and yeah, he had a lot of tanky Pokemon. And my plan was just to overpower him, and it worked. So, yeah.
Massive. I want to shout out the reigning champion of the tournament, AL, here in the chat. Thank you so much for joining here. He says, wonder why Sev used a physical Nidoking when the special moves have the side effect with negate the life orb damage. We're going to talk about that because luckily for you, even though Sev is not here, he wanted to send me his thoughts so I can share it with you guys. Word for word, he said Mawile was a great unorthodox draft pick and lead. A setup sweeper with a good matchup into Clefable, trading Mawile for Nidoking is definitely a beneficial outcome for Titanes and crucial for his win in the long run. I agree. Sending Garchomp in just to die versus Clefable was just an extremely weird and bad play. we talked about it before. It was a bit of a brain fart, but still Tidness managed to get the win. He continues, even with Syringe race taken into account, Tidness got lucky with flinches. However, it was bad prep by me to not bring anything to outspeed Scarf Togekis. My draft is low in general, but even Scarf Cryogonal wouldn't have been a respectable option. I also thought about giving Scavalier a covered cloak to prevent flinches, but chose Assault Vest in case of a non-choice Togeki set with Flamethrower. That's the thing about draft leagues. You have to make calls, and if you get them wrong, you're pretty much screwed when it comes to draft. It happened in my battle against Spectre. I was really expecting Terrakion to come in, so I made my Pokemon extremely tanky on the physical side. He didn't bring Terrakion, and so I had not only had to adapt to a different plan, but also I had a bunch of EV points wasted into a useless stat because the rest of his team was pretty much special. Here, yes, Covered Cloak could have possibly saved you against the flinches from the Togekis, but if you are preparing against Flamethrower, the Assault Vest makes the most sense. I also asked him why he brought Altaria into this matchup. He said he rounded off nicely with resistances, and he really needed special attacker since the Nidoking was physical to unexpectedly wall break Chansey, and Cloud9 would have been nice to counter Ludicolo's Rain Dance. So there's the reasoning to why Nidoking was physical. It was to wall break Chansey, but Chansey didn't see play in this game. So that's another thing, another call that Sev unfortunately got wrong in drafting. That's why it's so difficult when you are preparing for these battles. I don't know if you guys have any thoughts about this game as well after hearing the thought from the both protagonists. Preparing for these battles. I don't know if you guys have any thoughts about this game as well.
I mean, nothing more to say. Just great play on both sides. Looking forward to see maybe if they meet up again in the playoffs, because that was straight cinema. If you've ever seen the photo with Scorsese going absolute cinema.
Indeed. This whole tournament, in my opinion, has been absolute cinema. So to round off,
I think also Seb losing Nidoking earlier made it very. He struggled to really get control of the battle with the Pokemon he had left.
Yeah, for sure. I think that Nidoking was basically his only offensive mon, and losing it that early, he basically just ran out of juice. He was in a 3v3 situation at one point, but his Pokemon were mainly defensive, while Tidness has a Silk Greninja and Assel as offensive Pokemon. And so, yeah, he didn't have enough in the tank to get the win in the end. Moving here onto the standing for Group A, Psykick, Doodle, and Elibungo sitting at the top with 2 wins each. For now, because of the Pokemon difference, Psychick sits on top. So we're going to see how that shifts later on. Actually, Eli should be ahead of Doodle because he beat Doodle and head-to-head. He should be ahead, but I'll change that later. For now, it doesn't really matter. Meanwhile, Savutian, Steve, and Matt with 2 losses, only 1 win, sit down below. Obviously, still with good chances, but they very much must win their final 2 games if they want to qualify, in my opinion. Matt's looking at the standings, and also Eli as well. What are your thoughts what's ahead of you in the group? Looking at the standings, and also Eli as well. What are your thoughts ahead of you in the group? Eli, first?
I'll go first in that case. Simple as things goes. I can't afford any more defeats, and see where that takes me. But also Psykick being top, that's kind of reminding me of Costa Rica 2014. They were the lowest ranked seed, and yet they topped they're topping what is a close group, as is Psykick.
Fair enough. Eli joining from another account. Thoughts on the group and how it's shaking up after your win?
The group. So Savutian still has a chance.
Everyone still has a chance.
Yeah, everyone.
But yeah, so
It could
people have
change.
separated themselves from the pack. Mm-hmm.
Like the group can change at any time depending on how the next fixtures go. So it's still anyone's game.
Definitely, yeah. Moving along to the other group, the only undefeated player after his victory, Titanes, sitting at the top, 3 wins, 0 losses. And then we have a big cluster of Sev, Spectre, and myself with 2 wins. Gigi and Slither, sadly, after today's losses, have been officially eliminated from the tournament. Of course, they still have to complete the remaining 2 battles, but they sadly don't have a chance to advance now because of the head-to-head record that they have with the other players. Even if they get to 2 wins, it won't be enough to qualify. And so nobody has secured qualification. There's a very, very crazy scenario where Titanes can still go out. It's unlikely, but with 3 wins, he's going to put himself into a massive position to try and not only qualify, but top the group even. And so Sev, Spectre, and myself are going to have to battle it out. And I wanted to bring this comment once again from AL. Great play from Titanes. Seems like a potential new successor. Obviously alluding to him being the champion. So, Titanes, do you see yourself as a favorite and a potential winner of the tournament now?
Yeah, obviously I've put myself in a position to be like that, and I mean, yeah, I think probably one more win. I think if I get one more win, then I think I'd probably top the group and probably confirm that in terms of head-to-head as well. So yeah, I'm pumped up. Pretty excited to make it this far, and yeah, of course, I've already been preparing for my next matchup against Spectre, and yeah, I'm just gonna take it game by game and see where it goes.
Aiming to keep the trophy in India.
That's true. Actually true. Spectre, thoughts on how the group's shaking up after 3 match days?
Sorry, moment.
Guess I'll give my own thoughts. Obviously, very, very complicated scenario here where we have 3 players that are tied on victories. And yeah, I put myself in a complicated position by losing to Spectre because now, even though I have a better Pokemon difference, I'm behind in head-to-head. And so my next match day, which we're going to cover in a bit, it's going to be very, very important. I pretty much have to win the next match and potentially have to win both if I want to qualify, which is very, very stressful with how much I have to prepare and the caliber of the players that I have to face. So for now, while we wait for Spectre to return, we'll move on to the fixtures for next week. In Group A, we're going to see Psykick against Elibungo, 2 players that are 2-on-1 on the standings. Then we have Mats against Doodle. Mats basically has to win that game to keep himself alive, and Doodle wanting to move to 3 wins, obviously, to try and top the group potentially. And then Steeve against Savutian. Obviously, Steeve has to bounce back after his loss to Psykick. So, interesting matchups. Is there any one in particular that catches your eye?
I think Psykick versus Elibungo from a neutral's perspective.
Yeah.
I think my battle, it's gonna the importance will heavily depend on the outcome, because if Doodle wins, then it's kind of a useless battle. But if I win, then I go above Doodle on head-to-head.
That is true. It could be very, very important if that happens. And if we move over to Group B, Gigi is going to face against Slither. As we said before, both players are eliminated, so that matchup is not going to have an effect on the standings. But obviously, I guess that both players are going to want to win their first battle and go at each other. So we are obviously going to keep an eye on that. I'm going to have to play against Sev, and it's basically a must-win for both of us. If I lose, I'm almost guaranteed eliminated, and if Sev loses, it's basically a 50-50. The reason is that Sev actually beat Spectre, and so he has the head-to-head over him. I didn't, and so Sev actually has a better chance even if he loses. But yeah, it's going to be very, very intense between 2 of the best players in the tournament. I don't want to be modest about that, but obviously another amazing battle is going to be Titanes against Spectre. Titanes still undefeated and wanting to keep that record against Spectre, who has shown himself to be a very, very strong player and is coming off 2 consecutive wins and is desperate to get a result and try to make it into the knockouts. Titanes, how are you feeling ahead of that matchup?
Yeah, I think got a lot of respect for Spectre. I think he put up an incredible matchup against. I think he bamboozled Renk when he beat him, and he also kind of he gave a very good effort against Seb. I think I haven't really seen him make a major mistake in this tournament so far. So, of course, like things like me forgetting about Fables and Nerve, things like that can't happen in this game. Have to be as efficient as possible.
For sure. Spectre, I don't know if you are back or he's still
he's
muted.
testing right now.
Okay, fair enough. So I think we're gonna start to wrap things up over here.
Spectre gave his thoughts on the group in the private chat.
I don't see it personally.
I think it's on the StreamYard chat.
On StreamYard. Sorry. Private chat. Group of death. It's going to be a photo finish for the group, and it seems unfair that one of us 4 will be out. Yeah, that's pretty crazy that one of Titaneth, me, Spectre, or Sev is going to be eliminated from the group and won't get to see the knockouts. And if I was a betting man, I think that the eliminated person is going to come out of the loser between me and Sev, which is extremely stressful situation, putting a lot of pressure on myself for that game. But yeah, as for the fixtures, Spectre says everyone still has to run the gauntlet with match of the day level matchups over these last 2 weeks. Personally, I'm not looking forward to that match against Titanes. Yeah, it's going to be very, very complicated. Of course, Titanes still yet to win, to lose a game, obviously. So it's going to be a very tough mountain to climb for Spectre. But if he does, he puts himself in a massive position to qualify to the playoffs. Yeah, it's going to be seen him as a neutral. So as for all the neutrals that were watching here in the chat, thank you so much once again for joining. It's been a thrilling match day, and we're going to be back here next week for match day 4. Does anyone have any closing thoughts that they want to give?
I do. Good stream, good match day. Disappointing for myself. And I'd like to shout out Lukey 2190 and Cutesel Stunner, who'd I practiced against, and they said they'd be watching the stream. So if you're watching, shout out to you guys.
Amazing. Anything else from the other guys of the panel? Oh, if that's it, bring it home. It's gonna be crazy next week. I hope to see you guys there because it's gonna be cinema for sure. Some very, very important battles are gonna take place, and probably potentially we're gonna see more eliminated, or maybe our first few qualified to the playoffs, which would be massive. So thank you everyone who joined, and thank you to everyone watching in the chat. It's been a pleasure. We'll see you next week, and peace out. Thank you so much for joining. See ya.
Peace.
See ya.
It's not in the stream yet, but whatever.